All right, all right. Welcome everybody to Podcast at Live. This is your co-host D-Rock, and what you'll find in this podcast is our opinions of topics of our choice. This show is intended for a mature audience. As always, please subscribe, like, comment to the Podcast at Live on YouTube and Facebook. And for those tuning in or here for the first time, we'd like to welcome and thank you. And we'll be discussing our thoughts. So let's go straight in. Hydro, how are you today, sir?
I'm good, bro. What's up? Always a pleasure. You already know what it is. Hydromatic 1700. Shout out to all my Ville niggas. Shout out to everybody I fuck with. Peace and let's get it popping.
All right, all right. So today we're going to be diving into two separate lists. Our first list is going to be about the Source top 20 rappers of all time. Yeah, just hold on, because I know that you're like a bull out the gate when it comes to this one, especially just this particular topic. And I can't wait to hear what you got to say. And then second, we're going to go into a list of our top 10 actors of all time. And before we kick that off, I just wanted to see what's up with you, man. How are you today?
I'm good, bro. I'm just chilling, bro. Didn't have to work today, so I was just home kicking it, chilling. As you know, we recently did a recap on a TV show that we watched, Treason, and
Hmm.
we're going to do a recap on another show that we both started, Yellowstone. So I just watched a
So
few
awesome.
episodes of that today.
So awesome.
Chilled, ran a couple errands, nothing special, but yeah, man, that's it, man. Just cooling, man. What's been up with you, bro?
Not much, man. Just, just being a family guy and just trying to, take it day by day and enjoy myself with this wonderful time we have on this planet Earth that people seem to be complaining about every single day. But
Yep.
other than that, so whew, um Jesus, where this is, I don't even know where to start. I look like let's just, I guess we'll go from 20 and just move on our way up.
So what I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna start with the obvious thing that blew my fucking mind is that this is I guess this is a subjective opinion from the source page on Instagram, but the thing that really stood out to me that's like complete utterly insanity is they have Nicki Minaj as top 10 in the top 20 MCs of all time list.
Right,
First off, let me just name some of the people that's not on the list. Um, Big L is not on this list.
right,
DMX is not on this list,
right.
which is
I don't even know how that even
I'm not even
works.
going to get into that part yet, but
No,
just
no, we'll get in. We'll dive a little bit into that because
but it's just oh man. Then you telling me that Nicki Minaj is doper than Andre 3000? No
Nicki
member,
Minaj
no
is not
member
even
of the Wu Tang is not on this list, which is completely fucking crazy to me.
not even one out of
Not
all
even one.
50.
Not Meth, not Jizza,
None of
not
them.
RZA, not
Not
Ghostface,
Raekwon. Like
not
not
Raekwon, not Inspector
none of them.
Det. None of them.
None of them.
None of them. Ti
That
not on this list,
Yeah, seriously. They and they
bro.
I
I
guess
am dead.
you know what kills me about this too. First of all, to the Nicki Minaj thing, she's not even top 5 in her own city. So how could she even be top 20 of all time? And I'll
Bruh,
just sweep that up.
if you made a top 10, top five female rappers and she was number one, I wouldn't be mad.
Hmm.
I wouldn't be mad. I mean, I wouldn't put her as number one top
Hmm.
female rappers of all time. But if somebody put her number one on a top female list, I wouldn't have no issue, no gripe, nothing about it. I would, hey, I don't agree with it, but I can see your point of view or where you're coming from. But to say that she's fucking doper than J. Cole, just let me just read
Yeah,
off the people that's
read
behind
all the
her.
people that are under her, that so that
She's
people
number
out here can
10.
understand well how
She's
long
number
this list
10.
is.
Then after her comes Kanye West, Andre Three Stacks, Rakim, LL Cool J, J. Cole, Scarface, 50 Cent, Ice Cube, Missy Elliott, whatever what reason, and Big Daddy Kane. That's insanity to me. That she's number 10. Then the fact, okay, like I like Kendrick Lamar. I think he's super dope. I think
Hmm.
he's super talented. But to say that he's better than Nas, Tupac, and Biggie is insane.
Yeah, he
Is
has he
insane. He hasn't had a big enough body of work to be better than none of them.
right.
He hasn't been he hasn't been out that long to say that he's
I was gonna say that too.
number
Yeah,
two all time.
yeah.
And then the fact that they got Jay Z number one tells me that this is just a biased popularity list because a lot of people like Jay Z and they think he's like God MC. They think he's the best or whatever. I don't, I don't agree with it. I don't buy it, but I can see where some people want to make the argument. But the
I'm.
argument I'll make is there's an interview on YouTube with Big Gibb from Goody Mob, and he said something very interesting to me
Hmm.
about Jay Z. Now,
Right.
if you're just talking business, for
Hmm.
sure he's number one. Business,
Absolutely.
he's number one for sure. For what he came from to what he was able to establish and build his empire and his brand and his name
Hmm.
to, he's number one for sure in business. But in MCing, there was never a time where he clearly was the best MC in the game. Never a time where you could make a clear cut argument that, yeah, he was on top, he can't nobody fucking with him. There was never a time in his career where he could have been that. So if you go back to when he was opening up for Big Daddy Kane in the late 80s and early
Hmm.
90s, he was opening up for Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane took a liking to him, took him on tour with him, he was opening up for him.
Hmm.
But he was just basically an undercard nigga. He wasn't a main event nigga. He was an undercard nigga.
Yeah, is that when
Then
he was
he,
hanging with Jazz or whatever?
yeah,
Jazzo.
then he branched out on his own and he started making a little bit of noise. But at that time, he was kind of rocking with Biggie and Biggie's shadow. He was
Hmm.
rocking with Biggie, following behind Biggie, rocking with Biggie and Biggie's shadow. In between Biggie and Big Daddy Kane, he was around Nas a lot. So there was never a clear cut time where you can say he was that guy. When Biggie died in 97 and 98, it was projected that he was going to take over, but then DMX comes out of nowhere, takes the fucking industry by storm.
Hmm.
And when DMX was hot, there was nobody hotter than DMX.
Right.
Like it just wasn't. It just wasn't. There was nobody hotter than DMX. Then DMX kind of, has run-ins with the law, drug issues, and kind of fades to black. So there's that period where Jay drops the Black album, and people think he had that time frame to be that. But then Weezy came with Carter 1, 2, and 3, the droughts, all the mixtapes. Weezy was the hottest thing at that time. A Weezy feature was so hot. He was on everything. He was killing the mixtape game, dropping albums. He was super high. He was on everything.
Hmm.
So there's that time frame. Then he so-called retires. So when did he have this time where he was just the king and ruling the rap industry? Never.
No.
Never. So how can you say he's number one when arguably he's always been second or third best or in somebody's shadow?
Right.
People just give him that title based off the success and the money that he's made and the statue that he's at.
Right.
But realistically, like I challenge anybody right now that's watching or just wants to leave a comment. Name me five great Jay Z albums.
That were just were
They were
start to
just
finish.
classics from start to finish. Five. You can't. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
Blueprint hit hard. The first Blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
Reasonable Doubt
I
hit
was about to
hard.
say that was the one for me.
Hit hard. The Black Album hit hard. But
Hmm.
then there was a lot of weak albums in between then. There was the
Yeah,
Sean Carter Volume 1, 2, and 3.
the Dynasty ones. Now,
Yeah,
the Dynasty ones introduced us to Beans,
Ben
um,
Siegel,
Beanie
Emil,
Siegel
all
State
them.
Property, and all that stuff,
Yeah,
but that never really panned out. And most of those
and
tracks
never.
that were on that Dynasty were all like radio pop songs. They weren't like
Yeah, it
something
was
that were
just,
just like
yeah,
jamming.
right. That's what I'm saying.
And then they
There
had the Dynasty 2, didn't it? They had 2 volumes to
right.
that.
The fact that DMX is not on this list to me
Yeah,
is like
yeah,
insane
that's
because
yeah.
there's no other artist that had their first five consecutive albums debut at number one besides DMX. There's no other single act rap artist that had their first five albums debut at number one and all go platinum. There's not. And if you
Mhm.
think I'm lying, think I'm bullshit, Google it and ask Google. Google will tell you. I'm absolutely right. There's
And
nobody else that did it. There's people that had five successful albums, but nobody had their first five albums consecutive debut at number one and go platinum besides DMX. Nobody else.
you know what I would challenge the people on this list with first of all, before we go any further about the people on this list, whoever created this list really is the type of person who enjoyed Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime show. Like that's the kind of people who made this list. They were like, that was the best performance I've ever seen in my life. But also this list is just incredibly biased to
Yeah,
like you
it's a
said, for the people
popularity contest.
who are more money makers. Because if that's the case, you could have put P Diddy on here. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But they
right,
didn't.
right.
They left
But
them
they
off.
didn't. That's
But
what
they
I'm
but
saying.
they didn't put DMX on there. They didn't put so many. Is Jadakiss even on this fucking thing?
No, Jadakiss not on this list.
None of the locks, not Styles P, none of
None
them.
of the lines.
None
None
of
of them.
them are on this list. That
Fabulous not on this
you
list.
could throw this shit in the trash. To be
Black
honest with you,
Thought not on this list.
like Common's not on this list. Like I'm just
Guru not on this
spitballing.
list.
Yeah, I'm just spitballing at this point.
Bruh, don't
Like
get me started, bro, about the people that's not on here. Don't get
y-
me started on that.
you can make
How
a
black?
better
How you
not
have
20
a
list.
MC list and Black Thought is not on it? How?
Right.
I don't understand. I
You
don't
can
understand.
you can make a better list with the people that are not on this list
Yeah,
than
for
this
sure.
list.
Because first of all, oh, let me just run this back real quick because we didn't do this. We kind of bounced around, but we didn't give you the complete rundown. So I'm gonna give a complete rundown. So okay, so Jay Z is number one, Kendrick Lamar number two, Nas number three, Tupac four, Eminem five, Biggie six, Wayne seven, Drake eight, Snoop nine, Nicki Minaj 10, Kanye 11, Andre 3012, Rakim 13, LL 14, J. Cole 15, Scarface 16, 50 Cent 17, Ice Cube 18, Missy Elliott 19, and Big Daddy Kane 20.
So
And that's how I know this is a popularity contest
yeah,
because there's no way on God's green earth you're going to tell me Missy Elliott spits
I
better
was
than
just
Big Daddy Kane.
about I was
No
just
way.
about to get to that because she was really well known as more of a producer, right? And she did a couple
She
albums,
had
but she was more
hits.
of a
Don't get me
she was a
wrong.
features, right? She was more featured on
She
shit.
made hits. She had a lot of
Yeah,
fucking hits and
yeah.
massive success.
She
Won a
brought the
lot of
dance
Grammys and
scene back
awards and
to it.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, one. But she wasn't spitting no fucking
No,
cold ass bars and
no,
no
no.
lyrics. She
Not even
wasn't.
close. Not even close.
Not not not
Not
better than
close.
Jadakiss.
Not better. Not better than who's the bottom bitch of this list that shouldn't have been on there that she couldn't even fuck with. She
Right.
couldn't fuck with Prodigy. You know what
She
I'm
couldn't
saying? Like
fuck
she
with
could
nobody.
no.
Nobody on a
So
lyric tip.
so
Like,
I
are you
need
crazy?
I need to understand from these people. I'm on board with you. It's a clear popularity list.
It's a popularity
It's not even
contest.
a list
It's not even logical
of
to say that
sense.
these are
Yeah, it's not even
20
a
greatest
sense.
MCs. Not even
Yes,
logical. It's
unless
complete popularity contest.
this was done by a person from this generation, because this generation, these people they just see dollar signs these days. You know what I'm
But
saying? They don't even they don't
but the
even
source itself was a
they're
magazine
established.
that was
Yes, yeah,
generated and established in the
yeah,
'90s when
yes, yes,
when niggas used to
yes.
strive to get
I
five
totally
mics
agree.
when five mics actually
1000%.
meant something.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the source should know better than to
Yeah,
put this fucking list out. They should
yeah.
know fucking better
There's
than to
got
put
to
out a
be
fucking list like this.
somebody from the source that was there around that time, and you're gonna tell me like, oh, this is what I was gonna say. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to crosstalk, but I would challenge, since Jay-Z's number one on this list, I would challenge anybody to see how many days DMX stayed on the Billboard Top 100 at number one versus how many times Jay-Z was in the top Billboard 100. And I bet you that list is not even comparable, not even close.
I'll challenge anybody this. Name somebody on this list besides them, man, that had two number one albums in the same calendar year. That
Platinum,
both went
triple.
3 4 time platinum.
Yep.
Both albums, three,
But
4 times platinum.
to not even be ranked,
In the top 20 of all time? That's crazy. There's people that
Missy
don't like
Elliott.
DMX and they'll say, okay, well, DMX is not a real great lyricist.
Who
And
would say that?
there's a lot of people that would say that. Like he don't really like spit like really like intricate bars and shit. Like I can see that where they're coming from, but there's no way you cannot say that he's not a top 20 MC of all time. There's no way on this planet
Mhm.
you can say that with a straight face.
Right.
There's no way.
Just
There's no way you can
if
say
you
that.
want to throw money and accolades out there, put his that they match up to.
They match up
Excuse me.
too, but
They match
he's
right up.
not the popular choice because of his drug addiction, because of the arrest, because of all the trouble getting in, his life being publicly like on display all the time with going to jail, getting locked up, getting high. He's not the popular choice, the popular safe choice that people would just go with.
But if you put a magnifying glass on any one of these people in the industry, you're gonna find some ugly shit. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
going to.
You're gonna
You're
find
going
some
to.
really ugly shit. So for people to use that as a crutch as to why he shouldn't belong or not to be on this,
Right.
that's complete horseshit right there. If I'm
But the
gonna be honest.
difference is, but the difference is, I know people that know me gonna think I'm being biased because DMX is king to me. Period. Hands down, any day of the week, he's number one. But the people that don't know or didn't see his career progress from start to his passing, DMX was the kind of person where he was authentic.
Hmm.
Nothing about him was industry.
Yeah.
Everything about him was authentic. What
Hmm.
you saw is what you get.
Yep.
He likes dogs. He likes to smoke cigarettes. He likes drinking Hennessy.
Hmm.
And he a wild motherfucker. Occasionally he smokes some crack.
Hmm. We're just going to take a brief intermission right here while Hydro comes back at it. Just pause and just bear with us for just a hot second. I got you back on. Good to go.
Yeah, bro. This list is trash, bro.
Yeah. Now go ahead. Your point was very interesting.
This list is super trash, bro. Because X was so authentic that people that didn't see or understand his authenticity just they missed it or they couldn't understand it.
Hmm.
And that's the problem, man. That was the problem. For me, that's the problem with this list. Him not being on. That's the major issue I have. But that and the fact that Nicki Minaj is on this list.
Well, to be honest with you, with the whole Nicki Minaj thing, that's still like it's like a anvil dropping on my head right now. But other than that, for DMX, for DMX to be around the same time as most of these rappers to not even be considered is a very very big insult, and as far as I'm
when
concerned.
when when he was out with most of these rappers, he was hotter and
Yes,
bigger
he was
than
hotter
mostly
than
all of them.
yeah, yeah,
Than all of them.
yeah.
Than all of them.
And like I said, to not even be considered is
Is
insanity.
just it, yeah, it's
Appearance, and
completely crazy.
that's just one person that deems, first of all, he deems to be top 10 that we are talking
Hmm.
about, and still someone like Nicki Minaj can make
Nah,
this list. Is
it's not
just
even the fact that she made the list. It's the fact that if she was number 20 on the list, I would still be blown. But that would be capping out the list at number 20. And that would be saying that she's not better than Andre 3000. She's not better than Rakim. She's not better than J. Cole. She's not better than 50 Cent. She's just on the list. They just threw her on there because, to do the politically correct thing and put a female artist on there and they put her at number 20. Okay, I still think it's stupid. I still wouldn't agree with it. But the fact that she's number 10 and you're saying that she's better than Dre, Rakim, LL, J. Cole, Scarface, 50 Cent, Ice Cube, and Big Daddy Kane. It's bro, I cannot swallow that one, bro. I
because
can't. I
because
can't.
what I'm grasping, or what I'm just processing through my mind right now, is Nicki Minaj never had a fire album. She only had platinum songs. That's it. So I can't even tell you what one of her albums are called. I don't
Bro.
even know any of the albums that she's ever put out. I know that she was featured on a lot, and
Bro, I know one,
she
the
did like a lot of platinum songs. But
the
if you heard sorry, I
the
didn't mean
Pink
to.
Friday. The Pink Friday is the one I know, I think. I think it was called. And that's just
One
because I remember it came out on I think it came out on Black Friday or Friday the 13th or something like that. And people were making a big deal about it. It was called Pink Friday, I think.
but
But other than that, I don't know none of her fucking albums.
if you listen to the Remy Ma disc, she didn't get paid for none of that.
And Remy Ma bodied her.
And Remy Ma's not on here.
Right. And she's
Remy
way
Ma
doper than
killed
Nicki
her,
Minaj. She's way
killed
doper
her,
than Nicki Minaj.
killed
Got way better
killed,
bars. Got way
buried
better
this woman,
bars. Got
buried
way
this
better
woman.
bars.
And you're gonna tell me that Missy Elliott was better than her?
And there's no knock to Missy Elliott. I like Missy Elliott's songs. Got some on one playlist. Like her songs. Thought she was a really talented, dope artist. But I'm not. She's not spitting no fucking bars like that. That's gonna be like, damn, she should be top 20 because she's fucking spit.
You know what?
She makes hits. That's Puff Daddy make hits. But ain't no Puff Daddy verses where I'm like, damn, yo, that verse Puffy spit on that song was crazy, nigga. That was fire. No, never. But he makes fucking hits. He makes fucking hits.
That's because P Diddy didn't. He had the White Walker of ghostwriters writing his shit. Like, whatever White Walker he wanted to pull up and write for him, who would turn that down? If
Right. And
if P Diddy said
nothing
write
wrong
me a
with
verse,
that.
yeah,
Nothing wrong with that. I don't
but you
see
don't.
no problem with it.
But he wasn't considered for this list. He was left off.
But the thing that I like about Diddy is Diddy never claims to be an MC. He always says, I'm an entertainer.
Right.
I just want to bring great music to the world and entertain people, make people
Hmm.
dance, make people move. And he does that. He's an entertainer.
He spent a lot
That's
of time behind the scenes, working the boards and shit like that,
right. And
and dancing before that.
that's why I give him the utmost credit because he never claims to be an MC. He always says, I'm an entertainer. I
Hmm.
want to bring love and entertainment to the world and make people dance and make people move and shake and shit like that.
Hmm.
So him making the hits that he do, I don't see no problem with him having a team of ghostwriters because he never claims to be a great MC. He just says I'm an entertainer,
Hmm.
but he makes hits, just as many hits as Nicki Minaj or Missy Elliott, but he's
Hmm.
not on the list,
That
and
that that speaks for itself. And
that
this
don't
is
make
just one.
sense.
See, we can literally go from MC to MC to MC to MC, and literally break down the reason why these people are deserving of this list, and why some of these people is, let's be real. Okay, let's be flat out real. Missy and Nicki Minaj don't belong on this list. Who else
at
doesn't?
all.
Who else could have given up their seat for this list?
Um, I think Drake could have given up his seat. I
Co-
think um,
You definitely M. You're gonna say M.
Kendrick. You know I'm gonna say M. You know I'm gonna get him the fuck out of here.
You don't want to
Get
stick
that out
nine
of
inch
here.
nails between your eyelids, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
You so
yeah.
hate
Get
that
him the
dude. It's
fuck
so
out of
bad.
here.
You hate that dude so bad.
Fucking weirdo. Fucking spitting in onion rings and jacking off and shit at Burger King. Get him the fuck out of here. Get him the fuck out of here immediately.
Oh my
Yeah, but
god.
Drake can go. M can go. Kendrick, I don't think he should go, but I don't think he should be in the. I don't think he should be number two.
He could definitely be dropped down big time.
He could be dropped way down because
Yeah.
he not better than Jada, not
No.
not better than Big L, not better than Styles P, not better than Sheik Luke in my opinion, not better, not better than Fab, not better than X, not better than Black Thought, not better than Guru. There's plenty of niggas that's nicer than him. Not better than KRS-One. Plenty of niggas I think is nicer than him.
It's some battle rappers that are better than some of these dudes, man.
Yeah, but if Kendrick was in here and he was like number 19 or 20,
Mm-hmm.
I would have no objections to that. The fact that he's number two, that's where the problem comes in for me.
Yeah.
You're
That
telling me
is
that he's better than Tupac.
that's a rap god tier level right there.
He's better.
That's
He's
next to
better than
God.
Biggie.
Godly.
He's better
Yeah.
than Biggie.
Next. That is high as that is high. That's so prestigious. Number two. You know what I'm saying?
There's no Kendrick song that even can to me can compare and detail lyrics, MCing and storytelling that niggas bleed. No Kendrick song can compete
Oh,
with
I
that.
was just about to say
None.
the Life After Death album. I don't think there's
Not
a
even the
song
whole
that
album,
that
just
he could
that
fuck.
one
Yeah.
song. Name one Kendrick song that can compete with that.
Damn, man, you're gonna
And
make me go through a Biggie
and
spell.
detail, lyrics, storytelling, MCing, bars, quotables. One Kendrick song that can compete with that. None. You ain't gonna find one. And that's no knock to Kendrick Lamar because I think he's one of the dopest artists that's came out in the 21st century in this century. He's one of the dopest artists that's been out. I like
Absolutely
him a
correct,
lot.
man.
I think he's besides Montana 300, J. Cole, one of the dopest MCs that came out since 2010 on,
Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree
in
with
my
you.
opinion.
I agree
And
with
that's
you.
no knock to Kendrick. I just don't think he's better than the people on this list. I just don't
Right.
think he is.
Because to be fair,
He's not better than Wayne. He's not
to
better
what
than Wayne.
because
He's
what
not.
people may not understand is that we're not critiquing the rappers itself. We're critiquing the list and
The list
the
and the
list.
order of the people
Yes,
are put
because
placed on this
we're
list.
not taking away from none of the people who's on this list because they're all
Yeah.
famous people and they all did what they got to do.
And they're
But
all dope in their own
yeah,
way.
but this
But some of
list,
them don't need to be on this
no,
list. And some of them that are on the list don't need to be in the slot that they're in.
right?
Like I
This
said, if there was a top 10 women rappers of all time and somebody put Nicki number one, I would have no problem with it.
hmm
I wouldn't put her number one on my list, but if somebody put her number one based off of her sales and the longevity that she's having, don't seem like she's going anywhere anytime soon. Based off her longevity and her sales and the songs and the body of work that she put out, if somebody put her number one, I wouldn't have an argument with it. I wouldn't.
hmm
I
right.
wouldn't put her number one because I don't think she's better than Remy Ma.
No,
I
she
don't
got
think she's
killed by
better.
Remy Ma.
I don't think she's better than a prime Foxy Brown. I don't think she
No,
is.
whoa,
I don't.
whoa.
I don't think she's better than a
Foxy
prime.
Brown is not even on this list. In comparison,
Right.
but
Right.
like you said, if they wanted to do an all women's one, maybe you could throw Missy Elliott on 20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can do
You could
that.
throw Nicki number one and Missy number two. I wouldn't
Hmm.
have a problem with it.
Nope.
I wouldn't agree with it, but I wouldn't be like, oh, there's no way she should be number one. There's no way Missy should be number. It's possible based off of their body of work, the hits, the albums, their sales, their awards. I could see why somebody would put them one and two, and I wouldn't have a beef with it. I wouldn't agree with it, but I could understand your point of view of where you're coming from. Having him on this list, I can't smoke enough crack, meth, whatever, water, dope, heroin. No type of drug can make me understand why you're on this list.
Right.
None.
Absolutely. And the kind of people that would make the all women's list would put someone like the girl who sings Paper Planes on there at number 5. You know, that they would probably put something like that on there, like just because she made one song and because she's a female who rapped a little bit. They're just like,
Yep.
okay, yo, throw her on there. She can
Go
rap.
on there.
She
Go
can
on
rap.
there.
She
And
can
that
rap.
that's what I'm saying. So I don't. It's not the fact that she's on there. It's the fact that she's on there over the people that she's
She's
over
very
on
in a
there.
very prestigious place on this list. Like
Yes.
that's a hard. First of all, it's hard to even get that high on God any list, and as
Right.
far
And
as
then you
rappers are
think about
concerned.
the people that are left off of this list.
Absolutely.
That's the
That's
really
yeah,
crazy part.
that's what get so it's like this
Because you
list
telling
was
me
not
right
even thought
now
out.
Nicki Minaj is better than Ghostface? That's what you're saying with this list. You're
You're
telling me Nicki Minaj better than Jadakiss.
Jadakiss
On
would
what
kill
planet?
10 like 15 of these rappers on here.
On
Now,
what planet?
this Jay-Z, I mean, excuse me, this Jadakiss at this age right now could still body 15 people on this 20 person
Easy.
easy, and then
Easy.
had come back with 3 more kills after that. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
Easy. It's no sweat. And then he'll sick Styles P on you.
Bro,
Or
I just
if
don't
Styles P
understand it.
wants a piece of it. But shit, man. Yeah, this list is very infuriating. Like just that's the only
Bro,
word
it's crazy.
that I can come up with is infuriating. Like it's just
It's
boo.
this is
Very. This list does not make the list. It is just absolute trash. It makes the worst list.
this list is crazier than a shithouse rat. best best way I can describe it. Crazier than a fucking shithouse rat.
Yo, my man's stupid. Oh, that's crazier than a shit house rat. Which, if you think about that, that is that is a fucked up situation, dude. Oh
Bro,
man.
this
But
list is just it's
yeah,
it's it's bananas,
if
bro.
whoever is in charge of that, running that page,
Yeah.
they need to be definitely
This
fired
that
for sure.
this
Whoever was
that
in help.
Gwen
Go
this
ahead.
that Gwen Stefani list. BANANAS. This shit is bananas. BANANAS. This
This
shit is
shit is
bananas, bro.
this shit
Bro,
is ugly.
I'm dead off this list, bro. I'm dead, bro.
Now,
I really just want to hear more people's opinion about this list, just to see if I'm just crazy in my own way or people really believe this list. Like I really just want people's opinion. Like I really just want to find out
what's
what people think
crazy?
about this list.
Yes, please, everyone, tell us how you feel about this list too, because you have got to see it. Where you found on Instagram, and what's the page so that they can take a look at that?
It's on the source,
Oh, source, yeah, the source.
the source
Sorry.
at the source.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Check that out and let us know how you feel about that because I mean, like I can't tell you how infuriating this is. Even if you gave each one of these artists one play, right? And then you
right,
played anybody else that was off that list and gave them a play, you would be very, very you'd be just as infuriated as we are.
bro. That shit, I
It is
can't call it, bro.
yeah, it's well, I would also argue that the Boom Pap list was probably way better than this, and we gave that list so much shit. You know what I'm
Yeah, but
saying?
the thing about that list was I thought it was whack in the sense of like the order of the list was out of whack, but they had the right people on there.
Mm-hmm.
They had people like Jada, like
Hmm.
Black Thought,
Yeah.
like Guru. They had the
Hmm.
right people on there. I
Yeah.
just didn't agree with the order of that list. But they
Hmm.
had all dope MCs on their top 25 list. There was no weak MCs on that list.
Right. Yeah, you're
I didn't
absolutely
agree with
correct.
their order. I thought their order was super out of whack, but they
Hmm.
didn't have any weak MCs or like people that really like don't get busy on the mic like that on their list.
Right.
They had all dope, talented motherfuckers on their list. I just didn't agree with the order.
Right.
But this list, nah,
Yeah.
bro.
This one is it's
I ain't gonna be able to do it, bro.
you can pull up any other list right now and it would make more sense. You can pull up a bullshit. You can have a 5-year-old child come up with a list and it would
Better
make
than
more
this.
sense than this. Yes.
I just don't get it. I'm not understanding it. I'm not seeing where they're coming from. None of that, bro.
Well, this also, you
And,
know what this does too? This speaks to what this generation is getting exposed to, man. Like they're gonna we talk about this sometimes. They're gonna take this list and think that this is what it's supposed to be
and run with it.
and run with and make this their shrine to their rap gods, not knowing that this is like blasphemy, man. And
Yeah,
in the eyes of rap culture and hip hop culture
yeah, bro.
and
It
this
is.
style of music, culture.
It's sickening, bro. This
It's
list is sickening,
sickening.
bro.
You know what, I couldn't put that's just infuriating is just a emotion. Sickening
Yeah,
is a better feeling. I want to
yeah,
throw up looking at this shit.
yeah.
And just
This
for the
list
go
is
ahead.
a slap in the face to any real hip hop peers or anybody that really loves the art form of rap, bars, lyrics. It's really a slap in the face. Like fuck you,
Yeah, big
fuck
time.
you. This is what I think of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's sad because the source is, it's had its roller coaster rise. It's been up and down and it's been through a lot, but it's always been a staple in this culture.
always been there.
And
Always.
it created a tier list to even judge people with the mics. Like that's
Yeah, with the
how you
five
run.
mics.
Yeah. And like n- you're telling me that Nicki Minaj is a 5 mic rapper. That
She's better.
this is what the source is
You
telling
telling
us
me
right
that
now
you
is a
what you're
5 mic
telling me is
rapper.
that she's better than Jadakiss, KRS One,
KRS-One,
Guru,
not even on there.
Black Thought, The
Not even on
Game,
there. The Game, not
Sheik
even on
Louch,
there.
Styles P, Fabulous, every member of the Wu Tang. She's better than
Young Buck.
Ti, Jeezy. She better than all these people. That's
Hmm.
what you're telling me.
That's
That's what
exactly.
this list is telling me. She better than all these motherfuckers.
Yep.
Okay, if that's what you're going with, she better than Noriega, Capone, Mob Deep, Fat Joe, Big Pun. She better,
All of
bro,
them.
stop, bro.
Yeah. It
Stop,
is.
bro.
It's
Stop,
painful.
bro.
It's painful. Like
It's
I can't even
stop, bro.
imagine what it would be like if you were to show Jadakiss this on your phone. He would probably crumble up your phone like a piece of paper. Like literally, he would be so mad.
Bro, this is crazy, bro.
But man,
This is beyond
that's
crazy.
for everyone watching and commenting. Just go ahead and check that list out for yourself because
Yeah,
I we can just get into how bad this is all night long.
yeah, yeah.
But
We're gonna move on before I get any more upset about this.
yeah, the list is upsetting to itself. But
Yeah,
so this is going to be a part two where we're going to be diving into our top 10 actors. So
of
this
all
is of
time.
all time,
And this
and
is just our opinions. It's not
and
fact. It's not law. It's
right.
our opinion.
But to have like kind of mindset of what we're talking about. Me and Hydro are both in our 40s, and so we have seen movies after movies after movies after movies, and so we're not just going to just start firing off from the last 15 years. We're going to be
Yeah,
firing off from like the last 30 years. So
right.
we're not just going to be skimming through. So do you want to go with your list or no, I can
I
I can,
I run with mine.
okay.
So, and this is not once again. This is like who I think is the best actors, not
Hmm.
favorite actors, because people will get that confused and be like, "Oh, well, no, this person makes really good movies." Because, like, to me, Bruce Willis is like one of my all-time favorite actors.
Hmm.
But I don't think he's a great actor
Hmm.
in a sense where I don't think he's winning Oscars anytime soon.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're just going off their actual talent of acting.
Right.
All right, so for my number one, I got Daniel Day Lewis
Hmm.
because he's just fucking incredible. Like if you haven't seen Daniel Day Lewis in any movies, please go
Hmm.
check out some of his movies. He's so fucking dope. He's so
Hmm.
talented. He don't do a lot of movies. Only do a movie every like 5 to 7, maybe sometimes 5, 10 years.
Right. Just gonna briefly hold on here for a second. Should be joining us any moment now. Thank you for tuning in, everybody who is watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe to the podcast at Live channel on YouTube, and watch us when we post live videos on Facebook, Twitch, and occasionally Twitter. We're just taking a little brief pause while we figure out our technical difficulties. We really apologize. And here we go. He should be coming in any moment. Hmm. There we go. Everything okay? Just figuring out a few things here. Are you okay over there? Might have some sound issues over here, guys. It's all
Yeah.
good. You good to go?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, fans. Apologize for that. We're having some technical issues.
No worries.
All right, but we're back. Okay. So I left off. I think the last
Sit.
one I got in was three. Pacino. I
Mm-hmm.
got Leonardo DiCaprio at number four. I got
Mm-hmm.
Denzel Washington at number five. I got
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hanks at number six. I got Edward Norton number seven. I got Morgan Freeman number eight. I got Ben Foster number nine, and I got Christian Bale number 10.
Okay. Now
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna fire off my list, and it's in no particular order. I had it written down, but apparently I can't find it, so I'm gonna trying to remember these. But I had no particular order. I had
Okay.
Tom Hanks on that list. I had Leonardo DiCaprio on that list. Denzel
Uh
Washington
huh.
on that list. I had Al Pacino on that list. I had Robert De Niro on that list. I had
Mhm.
I believe I had Joe Pesci on that list.
Mm.
And then I might be missing a few more here, but might have had shoot. Oh, I had Meryl Streep on that list,
That's
and I also had Julia Roberts on that list.
okay. All right. Now I didn't put Meryl Streep because I was trying to decide if we were gonna do a top female actress. So
I
that's
mean,
why I
we
didn't
can
put
we can
her in
still
there.
do a totally different list with that on it. But she's God, I can't even tell you how many movies she has. Like she has God knows how many movies under her belt,
Yeah.
and still acting. Like literally still
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah. Yeah. She's phenomenal.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. But that's the only reason why I didn't put her on there because I was trying to figure out if I was going to use her or not. Because I was going to put her on there because I couldn't decide. Like from 7 to 10, it got a little dicey to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a sense of I didn't know the quite the order I wanted to go, and I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking about trying to squeeze her in there, but then I was like, nah, I'll just wait and maybe we'll do like a female one.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
Yeah,
didn't want to. It's not that I was trying to be like biased towards female actors or anything like that. I just wanted to kind of make sure that some of the most well-known ones made it to that list because she's so she's highly regarded and she's like just for the fact that she's still
yeah,
making movies is just insane.
hmm,
But I squoze Julia Roberts in there too because she's still acting. She has a ton of movies under her belt, and she's been nominated for tons. But that now that you got me thinking about the female list, we can definitely do that whenever because I'm just now just thinking about it. But there's a ton of them too.
yeah, right. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, damn, it's a lot of dope female actresses out here. So I was like, should we wait and just do an all female list? So
Hmm.
I was like, that's the only reason why I didn't put Meryl Streep on there because she's super dope. Because if that was the case, I would have probably put Barbara Streisand in there too. And
Right,
she's fucking dope too.
right.
She's super talented.
And most of them, like Meryl Streep and Barbara Streisand, they were killing like in the 80s and 70s and
Yeah,
stuff like that. And so that's why I was like, we're only going to kind of dial back as far as like the last 30 years because
right.
you can go into to the Audrey Hepburns and the and all the really what do you call them, Hollywood female
Yeah,
superstars of like all time.
right. Because actually it's crazy because I have a giant poster of Aubrey Hepburn in my room. It was my mom before she passed away because
Hmm.
she was like one of my mom's favorite actors. So I have a giant poster of her in my room.
That's one of the that's what I named my daughter was Audrey after that.
Yeah.
But so what what kind of what motivated your list? Like
Um,
what standards or what kind of things
well,
kind
what
of fit?
motivated my list is one, Daniel Day Lewis motivated my list as number one because he's the only actor to win 3 Oscars for best actor in a movie. Only
Mm-hmm.
person to do that. Win 3 Oscars for best actor in 3 different films. He's the only person to ever do that. So to me, he's that. There's no
Mm-hmm.
argument. The proof is in the pudding, in a sense. Like there's no arguing that. But
Mm-hmm.
that uh, Rob De Niro, basically just people that they embody a role because there's people, like I said, there's people that I like their movies better. Like I'd rather see a Bruce Willis movie than a Daniel Day Lewis movie. Excuse me, because I know the Bruce Willis movie is going to be more exciting and more fun and more entertaining. But he's not on the level of a Daniel Day Lewis, and probably never
Mm-hmm.
would have been, never will be in his life. Like
Mm-hmm.
this dude is like he's just incredible as an actor. Like he's so believable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like Rob De Niro he got so much range where he can go from a movie like Taxi Driver
Oh my God, what
to
classic movie.
yeah to just a complete psycho. Then you look at Raging Bull, he's a whole nother person.
Mm-hmm.
Then you look at Casino, Goodfellas. Then he goes out of that and can go into Meet the Parents, be silly
Mm-hmm.
and goofy. Then he can go into Dirty Grandpa and be funny and crazy and edgy. Like he just can do so much. Like He can
Hmm.
just do anything, you know?
Well, you know what motivated my list? It was two factors. First, they got better with time. Like that's
Yeah,
crazy. Most actors, once that they get to a certain time point, either they fall off or they decide that they're not qualified enough
right,
for Hollywood or they
right.
can't get roles anymore. And my second the second thing is that they can take a bad movie and still make it watchable.
Hmm.
Like they'll be the kind of actor where maybe you don't agree with the plot or maybe you don't agree with the other actors or maybe you don't agree with the story, but you know what you're getting when these particular people are ready to rock on that screen. You know that
Right,
they're coming
right,
to act. They're not just coming to play around.
right, right, right. Definitely, definitely.
Okay. um
Yeah, I think I'm glad you put I'm glad you put Joe Pesci on there though.
mhm
He's one of the ones that I thought about putting on my list. That, but just I feel like people I put kind of to me got more like great acting roles than he had. Not
mhm
saying he's not a good actor, but he
mhm
had a lot of like silly, just fun roles, like My Cousin Vinny, The Home Alones.
mhm
Like he just had a lot of silly, fun roles. Not, but he can do serious, roles too. But I feel like the people I chose over him had more powerful performances in movies than he did.
mhm right.
That's why I didn't put him on
Yeah, because I don't think Joe Pesci was ever like nominated for much of anything.
there.
I don't think, and that's nothing to take away. He's still a very outstanding actor. The reason why I put him on the list is because of his transition. Like this dude can literally go from drop dead serious to drop dead
Yeah,
funny at the
yeah,
same time, like when the drop
right,
of a
right,
hat, like which is so crazy
right.
because some actors have tried that and have failed miserably, and this dude has been still consistent with like sticking from like if I were to see him in New York and I would have bumped into him and he would say, "What the fuck, dude? You're a fucking asshole." Like I wouldn't know if he was
Right,
serious or not. Like
right, right,
I would like, is this a
right,
joke?
right. Because to me, like, there's nobody that fucking cusses better in the movie than Joe Pesci. Then arguably maybe Robert De Niro.
He
Maybe
puts
Robert De
like
Niro.
no Marvin De Niro like
So
in the scene Goodfellas when he choked out Maury. I think he really did that on like he really did like legit tried to choke him.
no, but when Joe Pesci in Casino, when the fucking redneck hick dude had his boots on his feet,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah, you stupid motherfucker, you
You did
stupid
what? You put
fucking
your fucking boots on, you
get
fucking
these
prick.
shit kickers out of here. Oh my god, get your fucking shit kickers out of here.
That
Yeah.
fucking scene, and when he put the dude's head in the vice, like, you stupid, you made me put your fucking vice for Tommy fucking me, you stupid fucking. Yo,
You
he
made
was
me
so
pop your
fucking
eye out for
mad.
this fucking
Uh,
guy. Yeah. He
bro,
is
that shit was
and look, and
iconic, bro.
even in the moment of being a complete psycho, he still turns out to be funny. Like
Right.
that's crazy to do that. And to keep your composure at the same time. That's crazy. Because
Yeah.
I would love to see some Joe Pesci uh what do you call bloopers. Oh my god, that shit would be so fucking funny.
Yeah. It would be too funny, bro. It would be too funny. So,
Eh,
what we're gonna do here, people, is we're gonna invite another person on, local up and coming artist, from Maryland. We're gonna invite him on, see if he can come on, so we can get a younger person's point of view, and we're gonna revisit that source list in a minute here. So that's what we're
all right.
gonna do here in a minute. We're gonna revisit
Go
that
ahead.
source list, and we're gonna invite in a millennial, 22 years old, so we can get his point of view and his opinion, just to shake things up a little bit to see where the younger people stand with this list.
Absolutely.
So that's what
I'm
we're gonna
sending.
try to do here.
I'm sending the email right now.
All right, yeah, because I do want to get a young person's point of view on this because I want to see if we're just old and crazy and frustrated, or is this list really that fucking whack? Because I believe it's really that fucking whack.
Now this is
I
going to be
really do.
interesting
Yeah,
because if he's the kind of person who I don't think he's going to put little Uzi Vert up on there, but I
he's
just think
not.
no, he's not. But he's gonna
But he's a big Kendrick fan, so we'll
yeah.
see where Kendrick falls on this list.
He's definitely gonna be comfortable with the number 2 slot then for sure.
Yeah, yeah, but back to the actors thing. Like one of the people I have on my list is the actor Ben Foster.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's super slept on, but I think he's so incredibly talented.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people may don't know who he is. You probably seen him in the movie and didn't know it's him because when this dude plays a character, he becomes a character. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's unrecognizable from one movie to another. So if you ever seen 310 to Yuma, he's in that. He's
Tell me about that.
also in he's in 310 to Yuma. He's also in The Punisher that came out in 2004 with Thomas Jane and John Travolta. He plays the little like weird nerdy Pearson guy that lives down the hall from the Punisher. When they
Mm-hmm.
come look for the Punisher, the John Travolta's henchmen be pulling his piercings out of his face and his ears and shit with a little pair of pliers.
Mm-hmm.
He plays that guy. He played in a movie with Justin Timberlake called Alpha Dog. He played like a
Yeah,
crackhead
yeah, yeah.
that knew martial arts. He was like this coked out crackhead karate dude. Then he played in what's it called? Oh fuck, what's the name of that movie? The Mechanic with Jason Statham,
Yeah.
and that was dope. So there's like so much range this guy can do. He's so talented. But yeah,
Are you looking
he's
forward
really dope.
are you looking forward to him having a big role? Like
I am.
what would you think would be a big role for him or something that would just boost
I
him
want him to get
into
his
the
own movie. I want him to get it like he had the mechanic, but he was a lead character, but Jason Statham was in the movie, so people thought it was Jason Statham movie.
yeah.
But yeah, I want him to get like a big role, like on his own, like a thriller mystery type movie or
I was just about to
something
say, so
like that.
is he like an action? Is he more like on the action side to you? I mean, I know he's an
He could
well-rounded character.
do anything. He's done great action movies, done great like drama, suspense. Like the guy is so talented,
So
man. It's
let me ask you this: you take away the the main character from Treason and put him in. Do you think that movie? Do you think that series would have saved it?
yeah, I think it
Yeah.
would have been better because he's the kind of actor that he goes so hard. The weak scenes, he would have asked to change something or do something different to
He
make
would have
it
brought
better.
his expertise
Yeah,
and
yeah,
his knowledge into that kind of thing.
right,
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
right. So I think yeah, he would have made it better.
Hmm. No doubt. I think you could have put a monkey with symbols into that show and they made it better. But that's just my opinion. No offense to the actors of Treason, because shout out, I'm only disappointed.
Yeah.
Um, I'm only disappointed because
Even the tussle scene probably would have been better.
yeah.
He probably would have tussled with the dude, but maybe like bit him in the face or something while they were tussling,
Hmm.
just to
Yeah.
spice things up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, because that tussle scene, bro, I'm still, bro, I'm still kind of mad about that, bro. That fucking grapple scene in the staircase, bro. That shit was so weak, bro. I don't know, bro. That I can't get over how weak that scene was, bro. Fucking grapple scene in the staircase was just terrible, bro. I don't know, but yeah, that was some shit, man. And of course, I put Ed Norton on my list because that motherfucker is just fucking
Yeah.
brilliant, man. He's just fucking dope. Like, if anybody haven't seen American History X, go watch that.
Oh God. He he
Killed that
changed my
role.
mind. He changed my mind as to, and that's another person who dives into a role and
Yeah,
becomes a
he
person.
becomes a person. He
Because
killed that
I
role.
almost thought that he was racist in real life. Like after
Yeah,
watching
he
that
was
movie,
so.
he
Yeah,
made
he
me
was
feel
so
that way.
good, bro. He was so good in that. He was
Hmm.
so good in that. But then he turned around when he was in Primal Fear with Richard Gere. He
Hmm.
got me, fooled me,
Yep.
totally got me when he Mr. Van when he's a little fucking
Yep.
retard
Yep.
and Roy would come out and protect. I really thought this motherfucker had two personalities.
It's like this
I
thing
was
got
like,
some
oh, you when
mental
he
problems for real.
yeah, when he finally revealed it at the end, and when he was in the cell and Richard Gere was walking out, I was like, oh, you motherfucker! I felt sorry for you, little retarded ass. You son of a bitch. Like, yeah, he got me good, bro. He got me
but
good on
you
that.
know what is good about
That
him
movie
too? Like
was so good, man.
he can also play a soft role and be funny too as well. Like he can play like a dad, and he can
Right.
also play like another person at the same time. Like it's really incredible. We have our
Hmm.
third guest joining on in here, KTGmartian 17. Are you ready, sir?
Hey, you pass your
Is it
time or
still not
whatever.
working?
No, you
Nah, I
good
can hear
now.
you now.
Yeah, you
Good.
good.
All right.
All
Yeah.
right.
So
So
what's going on
basically,
with you, man?
Nothing much. I actually just got back from the studio.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Would you lay down another 15 checks, or how many you throw down on there?
No, I laid down three. I went to my man's studio and
oh,
we
Word.
that's
laid
what's
down
up. That's
three.
what's up.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
what's
For
up.
for those out there, this is KTG Martian. You want to introduce yourself, man?
Yeah, I'm just Martian from the Ville. Just love music. I'm just passionate about music.
All right. If you
Uh,
guys ever get a chance, man, go to his Instagram page. You want to plug that in
Yeah,
so that we.
it's just Big Martian, BigMartianTiann.
That's what's up. Go ahead and
mhm.
check that out. He's got plenty of music. He's
So now
dropping
that
That's
them.
we
He's
all I
doing
do.
features, all kinds
so
of
now
stuff,
that we
man.
got you on, we want to get your perspective on this source list that I sent
Okay.
you
Yeah.
because we think this list is crazy, but
No,
like
I
I
think it's
said,
crazy too. I think it's crazy too.
okay, all right. Well, we just want to get a young person's perspective because a lot of people might just take it as we old and bitter, we just stuck in our ways. But I like Kendrick Lamar. You know, well as I do. We had discussions about Kendrick Lamar. I do think he's super talented and super dope,
Yeah.
but I don't think he should be top number two over the people that he's over. Not
See,
yet in his career.
that wasn't my issue with it.
What
Oh,
was your
okay.
What was your issue?
I My issue, I don't know how y'all feel about this. I don't have Eminem in my top five. That was my issue with the list.
I don't have him in my top probably 50. I don't
Yeah,
have him
I
in
don't
there.
have him in my top five. That was the
Oh,
first red flag.
No, the biggest
Nas,
red
Jay
flag.
Z, Kendrick, and Pac. You can swap them out any way you can. That's just a preference thing. I feel like.
Right, right. And that's what I said initially, when we were talking, Daryl. I said I don't agree with Kendrick being number two.
mm-hmm.
If some
Oh, he just dropped out. He'll be back in just a moment. But what? Just tell me what your thoughts on the list in its entirety.
I don't know. I mean, I'm biased. Kendrick is one of my favorite artists ever. So I would probably have him number one.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pop two, Nas three, and Jay Z four. But the fifth being Eminem was really what was bothering me. I just would not put Eminem in my top
yeah,
five. Eminem is
yeah,
great, don't get me
me
wrong,
neither.
but
Me neither.
just not top five.
Well, other than
My
the
biggest
Eminem,
issue
go ahead.
was the Nicki Minaj thing. The Nicki Minaj being
Oh
in the top
God,
10 blew me
Yeah,
more than anything.
yeah. The Nicki
You
being in
could
it is crazy.
just put a gun in my mouth, blew my fucking brains out right there. I was done.
well, we saw that what you were kind of biased towards in the list, but what kind of problems did you have with the list?
I mean, not a. The Nicki thing is crazy. For Nicki to be top 10, that was crazy. But I just want to know who made this list. I don't know who. Like
that's
this
what,
list is just
that's
kind
what
of
we're
off.
trying to figure out for
This list
sure.
is just
Because
the
off. I
yeah,
don't
I
know
don't.
if it's
list is
like
so off.
I don't know what they're basing it off of.
A popularity contest. It gotta
Popularity
be.
is what Hydro was
It gotta
Yeah.
be a
saying.
popular. That's what
But
I'm
then,
saying.
but okay,
Because
if we're doing that, then I'm not even a huge fan of him. But Drake should be top five if we're doing a popularity contest, like
Right.
because Drake
Absolutely.
right,
is a huge artist.
Right.
right.
Absolutely.
But my whole thing was not so much that Nicki was on the list, it's the people that you left off the list.
Right.
Like
Yeah, that's the
Jada,
biggest
like
problems that we had.
X,
Hmm.
Jada, X, Fabulous, Black Thought, like KRS-One. The people you left off the list to put her on the list is my biggest issue. Big L. You tell me Nicki better than she's a doper MC than Big L? Like that's the shit that I'm mad about. Like
Yeah,
I can't come back from that.
Now we ran down our list and we gave our opinions, and this is coming from an older generation. Now, what would be your top 10 there?
top 10.
Just your top 10, or
Yeah.
just the spitball,
Just your
a
opinion.
top
Your
10, just
Oh
your
opinion.
opinion,
man,
because this is just as off you. This isn't off facts
yeah.
or off of Google or
Yeah.
whatever. This is just how
We're just
you
going
feel
off what you feel.
and how you feel.
Okay. Number one, Kendrick.
Hmm.
Kendrick would be my number one. Number two, Big L. For three, I'm going Pac. Four,
Hmm.
Biggie. Those
Hmm.
kind of swap for me all the time. Three and
Right.
four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Number five, I'm gonna put J. Cole. I'm not a massive J. Cole fan, but he's mad talented.
Hmm.
Um, my number six might be weird, but my number six is Andre 3000.
No, that is not weird at all.
That's
Okay,
not weird at
okay,
That's
all.
not
No.
weird at all.
He
all right,
was
No,
in
that
both
is
of our
very.
top tens. He was
That's
in
he's
both
in
of our
both. Of,
top
yeah,
okay,
tens.
for sure,
okay then. All right,
without a
I see
doubt.
where we at
Yes,
then.
absolutely.
For seven, I'm gonna go DMX.
Hmm.
Eight, Method Man.
Hmm.
Nine,
Hmm.
I don't know, because then I'm starting to think about everybody.
Shoot, like I said, it's just however
Yeah,
you
it's
Yeah,
feel.
tough. It's
You
tough.
could just scrape up whoever you want to put on the bottom of that list. But I wanna mention something to you, Hydro,
my
right after
Yeah.
he
my
finishes.
last two are newer artists, but my
Hmm.
number nine is JID, and then
Hmm.
my number 10 would probably be. Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I would say my number 10 is probably Old Dirty, and that's just the complete bias.
Nice,
That's
nice.
just the complete bias. But that's my
Now,
number 10.
Yeah.
now, the only problem that I have with your list is that you should be number one and Kendrick should be number two. You should always think of yourself
Yeah,
as the better
I get
artist.
what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to put yourself on there.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
Big Martian in this bitch.
For Hydro, what I wanted to say was this is what I'm saying. This is crazy how this man is from this generation and this time, and without even thought or process, a list that he just put together in a matter of 30 seconds. DMX was considered on to be on that list
Right.
in that
Right.
top 10. These people didn't even put him at 20.
yeah.
They didn't
Right.
even
That's
That's
put him
crazy.
that's
at
insane.
17. They didn't even put him
They didn't put
there.
no members of Wu Tang in the list
No
at all.
members of Wu Tang, and then no Big
And
L,
you know,
nothing.
when we did our top, I had Wu Tang at number three, the whole group, just number
Right,
three, the whole
right,
group.
See, if
And I
I knew
know
we
people
could have
was
did
mad.
that, I would have went for that.
right,
No,
right, right.
there's no law saying you can or can't do it. But for me, I was just like, I can't decide which members to put. I know I want to put them all in the top 10. And if I do that, I'm taking up 9 slots. So I'll just say the group as a whole is number three.
Right.
And that's what I did.
Yeah,
Hmm. Absolutely. So, I mean, with the way that the industry is going, like right now, what direction do you think that it's going into, KT Martian?
Oh my God. Not a good one, if I'm being honest. Not a good one. I mean, it depends. Like it's something out there for everybody, but the stuff that's out there the most is really for nobody. It's just for money, I feel like. But
Right.
if you really
Yeah.
dig deep, there's a lot of groups and artists that's super talented and they may not get the views and the love that these bigger
Hmm.
artists would get. But
Yeah.
I put all the blame on the stupid music that we have today is social media. Because
Right.
even if the song is extremely bad, it'll get made a meme so much that the streams will go
Yeah.
up more and more and more.
Yeah.
So it
So.
would be a
Hmm.
popular song and that
Absolutely.
would get
Or
that artist more attention.
or somebody
Absolutely.
uses it as background music in a TikTok, and it just
Yeah.
becomes popular that
Yeah.
way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of great artists out right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
there is a lot of dope artists out right now.
yeah, and a lot of
Yeah.
artists that are waiting in the wings that need to be put on. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these dudes that are putting their heart and soul in this stuff, and to be overshadowed by a meme, you know what I'm saying? It's really, really kind of bitter for you to swallow because you're putting all your time and effort into this, and sometimes it doesn't pan out. But that's just the hard work of the industry. But also, like you can put some of those underground rappers way ahead of all these other people on this list too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you can.
Hmm.
Absolutely. And is there any newer underground rappers that you're fucking with right now?
Um, More on the R&B side than the rap side
Mm-hmm.
that I'm really like listening to a lot. I don't listen to a lot of rap now, like not a lot of new rap. Every
Not
Mm-hmm.
a
once in a
lot
while
of.
there's a good
Excuse
album
me.
or a great album, but for the most part, no. I don't really
Yeah, it's
listen to
not
a
a
lot
lot
of the
of
newer
good shit out
artists.
right
There's
now.
a lot of artists that I don't really listen to that are still good artists in their own right. It's just not
Yeah.
what I like vibe to all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah.
The because I mean it's I totally agree with you with the fact that it's just social media driven.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
back
It is.
then you take that element out and then you see so many phenomenal other things, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Right.
now it's just about, and I don't know if the clout chasing thing is still out there, but you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of bullshit that's coming along with it. And that's where I think that it sucks because in one perspective, you can see that there's a lot of potential and a lot of great things that can happen, but then you got a lot of people just stepping all over that shit, you know what I'm saying? And stepping all over the culture and the history of where a lot of stuff comes from.
Yeah.
It's more or less like when there wasn't social media and another way to get famous, like based off of your look or your appeal or your vibe or your entourage or how you wear your clothes or something that you did real outlandish and crazy on social media that got you popping, you more or less had to rely on your talent to
Hmm.
spit better bars. You had to be a really good MC because you couldn't market yourself as a brand because nobody would have known what the brand was. So you had to have the the lyricism to put together good bars because you never know when you will be put on the spot in a sense of like, okay, this is my opportunity. I just ran into this AR from this company and he said, go, you got 30 seconds to entertain me or to win me over as a fan. You had to
Hmm.
have bars.
Right.
See, if you do that now, you got 30 seconds. You don't have enough time to come up with your whole internet bit or your whole skit or your look or
Hmm.
your appeal. You can't do all that. You can't dress up and pretend and do all that with the guns and the money phones and all. You can't do all that shit on the spot if you don't have all that shit with you, all the props and gadgets and fucking makeup and shit with you. You got to just go off of your raw talent. And I
Yeah.
think
Hmm.
that's the disconnect. Now, I
Hmm.
don't knock me and Marsha have this conversation a lot about newer MCs, and I always say, well, I can see why this guy is popular, but to me, I think his music is absolutely garbage. But
Hmm.
I can see why people like the dude. I can see why he's popping, and
Yeah.
I can see why he's popular. Like it's more or less like if you can do something to catch people's attention, and if you can grab their attention for 2 minutes, you got them. And I think that's why songs nowadays are only like a minute and 50 seconds, 2 minutes, because
Mm-hmm.
they only want to hold your attention for this amount of time just
Mm-hmm.
to win your attention over. And then, oh, I can't hold you for a 4 minute track because I'm gonna get exposed that I'm not saying shit on the track. So they have
Mm-hmm.
to make it short and sweet, get to the point, and just enough to grab your attention.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Absolutely. So like, so with all these MCs out here, or with the MCs from our culture and the big statues that are out there, like, what would, like, how can the next couple rappers get to be a pillar the way that those guys were? Do you think that that's even something that can be done again, or is that just, is social media just going to take it over?
Yeah, I think so. I think the ones who last are the ones who care.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see a lot of new artists like within the last 5 years that have fell off and went downhill because they didn't care about music. Like it's an
Right.
art. Like it's something you have to be
yeah. They
passionate
cared
about.
about sales and
They
making
cared
money.
about the money, the clothes, the design of the women, the cars. I think all the people who care about what they put out and how they sound and everything about their music are gonna last. They're gonna make it big. That's how I feel about myself. I care about music. I love it. Even if I never make it ever, I'm still gonna
Mm-hmm.
have the same drive and passion because it's just something that I love. I've loved it since I was a kid. So I think that's what's gonna separate music within the social media era. The people who care will still be around 10 years from now, 20 years from now. And the people who don't care, they won't be.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Well, it's good. It's good to get a younger person's perspective on the podcast because a lot of times when we're on here, like I know, I know for a fact that I'm biased towards certain shit, and I don't make no secret about it. I'm biased towards a lot of shit, but
Yeah.
it's good to get a different point of view from somebody younger because then it lets people see the difference or the similarities and like what you were saying when you made your top 10, you put some old school rappers in there and some new school rappers in there,
Yeah.
but the fact that you would acknowledge the older rappers lets us know that, to me, in my opinion, like, okay, not everybody's crazy out here. There's hope for music as a whole because there's still young people who want to hear good music or good bars or lyrics. There's still people like that want to see it, but there's a lot of people who just don't care.
Yeah. It's just those
So
the people we see the most because of social media that's just pushed out
right,
there. But there's a lot of people like music is great right now, but like the music industry is not great. But like music
no,
itself is great right now. If you just
yeah,
find where the good music is.
yeah. All right. So when we were on just now, before you hopped in, we were doing two topics today, and one of the topics was that list that came out on Instagram from the source, and the other topic was um, top 10 actors of all time in your point of view.
Oh man.
So yeah, so I did my list, and Daryl did his list. Do you think you can come up with a top 10 or a top five actors from
Maybe a
your point
top
of view?
five. Maybe a top
All right,
five.
all right. Well,
Dang, but that's still tough.
it's tough. It's tough. It was tough for me. But if you can't, you can just throw out some. If you
I
can't come up
think
with a top five, just throw out some people that you like as an actor, if
I
you
can
think
get a
are
top
really
five.
talented. All right.
Um, all right. Number one, Robert De Niro.
Okay.
Number two, Denzel.
Okay.
Number three, Leo.
Okay.
Number four, mm, that's when they get tough.
Yeah.
Can okay, my number four is Eddie Murphy,
Okay.
just
Ah, that's
because
different.
Yeah,
That's different. That's
not like
different.
on like a acting like he, but just some of the movies he has where he plays so many characters in
No,
one
no,
movie.
I could see that. I could
My
see
number
that.
4 is Eddie Murphy, and then my number 5. That's a tough one.
20 minutes later.
Welcome back, everybody. We are podcast live, and we're going to get right back into this list. This is going to be a part 2. We're just going to finish off from the last and kind of rock back in with you guys.
Okay, so before we went off,
So we're
when we locked back in, like me and Martian was talking, and I was telling him about the actors list that we went over, and so he gave a
mhm.
top 5 actors, and he gave not in the same order, but 4 of my top 5. Because you remember I had Daniel Day Lewis number 1, De Niro number 2, Al Pacino number 3, DiCaprio number 4, and Denzel number 5.
Yeah, that's
He gave those
crazy.
same 4, but he gave
Mhm.
he gave them in different order. But he didn't have Daniel Day Lewis. He had Eddie Murphy, which I thought was an interesting choice.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, that's what I said when he broke it
That's a
down. He
very
was
good
like,
choice.
not so much that he's better than other people, but just the fact that when he's acting, he plays all those different roles in a movie. And I was like, oh, that was an interesting choice. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think Eddie Murphy hung out a lot with Richard Pryor, I believe.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think that he knows how to do like a crap ton of like
impressions.
voices and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he
yeah,
Like he
can.
can,
yeah,
yeah, he can do like tons of those really good ones too.
Yeah,
yeah. So I thought that was an interesting choice because I wouldn't have never
That's a
thought that
very good
way.
choice.
Yeah, I would have never thought about it like that because I'm
No,
just so
no.
used to him being a funny guy. I would have never thought about it like that.
yeah,
But that was interesting.
Well, also this is a person from a younger generation saying this too.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
right, right,
this
right.
speaks volumes in terms of just if you know, you know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And he knows.
yeah, yeah. It's just crazy that we had 4 of the same in our top 5, but just in different order. But we
Yeah,
had 4 of the same people at the top.
That's
because
He had
crazy.
De
Denzel was
Niro
2 for
number
me.
1. He
Daenerys
had
number.
De Niro number
He's
one.
number 1 for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I had De Niro number
You
2.
said
I had Daniel
Denzel
Day
was number
Lewis
two.
number 1. Yeah,
Yeah,
he had
Denzel's
Denzel
my
number
number
2.
2.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had I didn't have mine in a particular order, but I had Denzel
Yeah,
high, at least top 5
I
for
mean,
sure.
you can't deny him. Like I didn't like Training Day, which a lot of people think is like one of his best performances. I didn't care for it, but I there's no way
Hmm.
you can deny his talent, man. Like he's
Yeah,
like Fences to me is so good.
Um,
Like he's so good at Fences.
Man on Fire, my favorite ones.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Man on Fire was really good. Glory was really good. Old war movie with him and Morgan Freeman
Yeah.
in it, and
yeah,
Oh
Matthew
my
Broderick
God.
was in it. So fucking
Oh
good,
my
man.
God. They had all the bangers in that movie. They had a
Yeah,
lot of good people in that movie.
yeah. A lot of good people.
A lot of well-known actors.
Yeah, that movie was so good.
Um, uh, uh, top 5. You said that was almost like yours.
Yeah, because he had De Niro number 1, Denzel number 2, Leonardo DiCaprio number 3. He had Al Pacino number 4. He had was it Pacino number 4 or number 5?
I mean, I would put him at number 4 over Eddie,
Yeah, and then
and
he
then
had Eddie
Eddie
Murphy at
number
number
5.
5. Yeah. So I thought that was
Mhm.
interesting that we both had the same 4 people, just in a different order. Because I had De Niro, then Pacino, then DiCaprio,
Oh,
then
well,
Washington. Yeah.
this could be an episode for another podcast, but what's your
Yeah.
favorite DiCaprio film?
Ah.
Mine's would give me so much hate. Oh my god.
Oh man, that's I would. Oh man, that's so many good
No,
ones.
go for it.
If I really, uh, if I really had to choose one, performance or movie, like his
Just
performance in the
whatever
movie,
movie.
or
No,
my
just
favorite
your
Leonardo
personal favorite.
favorite movie or favorite
Yeah.
performance of him. Because I think his
Mm,
best performance to me
I don't think he. I was about to say I don't think he underperforms in any movie.
in any movie, but I think his best performance to me is What's Eating Gilbert Grape. But my favorite DiCaprio movie
Oh,
would be Basketball Diaries.
Okay, that's
oh, I was
valid.
gonna say that too.
That's a
Would
valid
be
choice.
would be Basketball Diaries. But I
Yeah,
think his best performance
yeah, basketball.
was What's Eating Gilbert Grape because you remember What's Eating Gilbert Grape? He was still like teenager. I think he was like 14 or 15, and Johnny Depp was the star. Juliette Lewis was in it, but he was not known. He had been on like a couple like 90 sitcoms, as small guest starring roles. So he wasn't really known. Nobody knew who he was. And I actually thought he was a fucking retarded kid because he was so good in the movie. I actually thought he was retarded. I thought it was a real retarded kid in the movie. The scene where Johnny Depp is like tucking him in and he's in the bunk bed and Johnny Depp's tucking him in and he's saying goodnight to him. And he keeps saying, all right, goodbye, Gilbert. Goodbye. He's like, no, it's good night. Goodbye, Gilbert. I really thought he was fucking retarded. He was so good in that. And when the scene where he climbed the tree and Johnny Depp was trying to get
Hmm.
him out the tree, I thought he was a real retarded
Right.
kid. I thought he was a real retarded person. Like for like about 3 years to after it was like 3 years after that, 3 or 2 years after that Basketball Diaries came out. And I'm like, oh, that's the retarded kid from Was He Gilbert Grape? But I really thought he was a retarded kid. Yeah, I think to me, I
He's all
still think
better
that's
now.
his best performance. I think that was his best performance. He was so fucking good in that. He was so good in that. Yeah, he was so good in that.
Oh my
But
gosh.
Basketball
Yeah,
Diaries
and he was
is my favorite DiCaprio movie, though.
and he was really young in both of those movies.
Really young, and so it's
Yeah.
crazy that he was that young and that fucking talented. And Basketball
Hmm.
Diaries, he was so good in that.
Yeah.
He was so
Yeah,
good
he
in that.
was.
He was so good in that. Man.
He he played a perfect fiend in that movie. Goddamn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I
that's
really,
one
I
of
was
my
like,
favorite
yo,
movies in general.
I'm like, ain't no way this nigga not getting high, yo. He was definitely getting high. Yo,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yo, that movie
You
was
know, you have to
crazy,
really
bro.
get into your role.
He
You know what I'm
get and
saying?
he
So
that
you
kind of
know,
actor where he really
he
get in the
he
character.
had to smoke a little. He had to snort a little. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, he was. Yeah, that's crazy. It's not too many actors that go that hard into a role. Like that's why I had Christian Bale in my top 10 because he go hard
Right.
like
Yeah.
that, man. He
he
go
do.
hard
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
When that nigga lost
Yeah.
all that fucking weight, was down to like fucking
Yeah. Oh
89
man,
pounds for the
for
machinist.
the Memento movie.
No, the machinist. He was in the
Oh, the machine.
machinist.
Not yet. The
Yeah, he
machines.
he
That's
was
what. Not
fucking
Memento. Yeah.
bro. He was like 89 pounds, bro. He was a
Christian Bale
grown
would probably
man.
he would
Yeah.
probably
That's.
be in my top 10 too.
He in my top 10. He
He
in my
would be in
top
Yeah.
my
10.
top 10. American
He in my
Psycho is one of my favorite movies, so he would probably
yeah,
be in my top 10.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
He was
one
in
of the
my
best
top 10.
movies of
Yeah,
all time.
bro.
Yeah, I
He was
love that
too
movie.
fucking
That movie
crazy in
is
that.
Yeah, I love
psychological.
that movie.
Mhm.
Bro, he was so
He
crazy in
played a
that, bro.
perfect psycho in that movie. He played and
Yeah.
that dude, you know what I loved about his role in the American Psycho is that he's not from America. And that dude
Yeah, yeah,
played
Yeah.
he had the
yeah. And he
perfect
played that
accent for an
shitty,
American person.
snobby, rich
Yeah.
Wall Street guy so good, man. He played
Hmm.
that so good. Yeah,
Yeah, he played that perfect.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He's so
He's
dope.
just an outstanding actor all around. See it and that's where we were talking about how do you choose these particular people, and that's why I was telling you that has to have two dynamics for me. You have to get better
Yeah,
with time, and you have to be put in a position where you're in a bad movie and you still make it a good movie.
yeah. So what would be your favorite DiCaprio movie? Like what would be yours, Marsh?
Oh man. Um
Go ahead, Martian.
Y'all
You can go.
not gonna agree with me. Y'all not gonna agree. But
Yeah, I
my
will. This
favorite
is the one I really want to hear now. Yeah, I want to hear this one
my
now.
favorite Leo movie is Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
That's my that's my favorite one.
See, I was gonna say that one or Basketball Diaries. And let me hear what your reasoning for Romeo and Juliet, and I'll tell you mine.
Well, Romeo and Juliet was my first DiCaprio movie. That was the first time I seen him in a movie. And I was in class, and one of my teachers just sat me down and was like, "We're just gonna watch this movie today." And I was like, "Oh, whatever." And I ended up being glued, and I've been watching it like every once in a while since. Like, it's just a great film. And it's
Yeah,
for me, I
Mhm.
don't watch a lot of movies where it's not like a bunch of action or a comedy or like, but that really doesn't have a lot of none of that. It's just
yeah,
a great movie, and he's
yeah.
just such a great actor. Like he
He's
just,
so good. He's
yeah,
so
he
good.
always makes me feel something. Like,
Yeah, he'll
but
draw
that's
you in.
yeah, it's either
And
that or Basketball Diaries. But Romeo and Juliet is, I have that over Basketball Diaries.
the reason why I chose, I was gonna choose Romeo and Juliet. The first reason is because I like the fact that it was based on the original William Shakespeare book, and it was done literally word for word, but just put into a modern society. But
Yeah,
it's not
Yeah,
what really kind of caught my attention about that. It was DiCaprio's passion in the movie. Like you
yeah,
felt the character through him, and you felt
yeah,
like when he went through his hardships and when he went through his bad spells and everything, when he was going through both houses and all that stuff. Like I've totally felt this passion for real. Like, he
yeah,
he did that role.
yeah. He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. He just this it's just too many iconic
So I
roles
guess
that he
while we're
did.
on this, well, if we're on this roll, then fire off another actor and we'll we'll
All right.
we'll
Well,
debate
what was
their best.
De Niro's best movie?
oh man,
Are you gonna do the
I'm
hardest one first?
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
to me, it's a
Jesus.
no-brainer. To me, it's a no-brainer. To me, it's a no-brainer.
Mm,
Goodfellas.
now, hold on. Are we
That's
go? Hold on.
nah.
Are we
See,
going
okay,
based
I
off?
come.
Hold on. Are we based off performance or just a good movie though?
Performance. I'm gonna say.
Because he doesn't underact either. He never
Hold
underacts
on.
it
He
in
never
any movie.
Performance. I'm
underacts.
gonna say the movie Awakenings. That's his best performance
Okay.
to me. Best movie that I like. Goodfellas.
Okay,
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Goodfellas for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
For performance,
my pick
Awakening.
could be performance and best movie I like because I'm gonna say Taxi Driver. That's my favorite De Niro movie,
Okay,
and his
Oh
performance
that's
in
a
yeah.
that movie
classic.
was
That's a
great because
classic.
he
That's a classic. He
yeah
was so crazy in that.
he really sold how crazy he
Yeah,
developed over time.
yeah,
Just how
yeah.
crazy he
Hmm.
was getting, just more
Just
and more.
yeah,
You seen
yeah,
him leaning more and more towards snapping, and then he finally snapped. So
yeah,
that's my
Hmm.
favorite De Niro movie, and I think that's his best performance.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree with Hydro with the Goodfellas, but I can't deny Taxi Driver though. I
Yeah,
can't because
It's really dope.
he literally puts you in the mind state of not just a taxi driver, but at that point that could have been anybody from New York City, because
yeah,
that city was just at
Was
that
it
time
was
was
it was
just very
falling apart.
violent. Yeah,
It was
it
city
was
was
very
nuts at
crazy.
that time frame.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
the shit that you get away with,
But
man, the shit that was coming. So
yeah,
go ahead.
while we on that topic, have y'all seen Awakenings with Rob De Niro?
I haven't.
I feel like I've watched it maybe only like once, maybe just kind of maybe just gave it a
Gotta
glance.
see this
I'm
movie.
not gonna say I
He's
totally.
so he's
Mhm.
so, he's like okay, so he's like he who else is in it? I think it's him. Robin Williams is in it, and he's playing like a person that was like, what's the fucking word? Not a paraplegic, but like you go into a coma, but you still have some function or whatever, but you
Yeah,
like
a vet.
out.
Wait,
Uh, I think it's like
Vegetable?
a
Not
I
that.
forget. It's a medical term for it, but like he's in a coma, and then like they're doing like these
Mm-hmm.
experimental drugs to like try to get people to wake up out of coma, and they wake him
Okay.
up out of the coma, but when they wake him up, the drug when it starts to wear off or something, like he gets like fucked up, like he be fucked up. And there's a scene where like he's fucked up and like his nerves to be all fucked up. He's like all twisted up, and he's like, he's like, look at what you done to me. I'm a freak, and he's like bearing his soul, and he's crying and shit because like he wanted to just like when he woke up, I think like his wife was dead, his kids were gone, like he's all fucked up. He got nobody, and now he's like fucked up. And he's just like, like, why the fuck you just ain't let me die? Like, so he's like crying and shit. He's like bearing his soul to the doctor, like, why would you do this to me? Like, inject me with this shit and make me wake up. Now I'm all fucked up. Now I gotta suffer knowing that my family's dead and all this shit and the world moved on without me. The fucking movie it's a tremendous movie, man. It's really good. Really good. But yeah, I would definitely say check that movie out if you haven't seen it. It's really good,
Yeah.
really good. Okay, so
Awakening, you say, right?
yeah, it's called Awakenings. So let's go.
Okay.
Pacino's best movie. And now we're on the subject that we said Pacino's best movie. I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Goodfellas. I'm gonna stick with Goodfellas. But for Pacino's best movie, I know a lot of people are gonna just assume and think Scarface, but
Scarface, no.
I'm gonna say Heat.
Mine's is Heat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Heat. I'm gonna say
Mine's is
Heat.
Heat too.
I'm gonna say Heat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Heat was so fucking good. Heat was so fucking good.
Yeah.
And that's what I was just thinking. Like, damn, is Heat
He's
better than
very sick.
Goodfellas for
He,
Robert De Niro? I was like, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna
Oh
say Heat
yeah.
for Pacino. I'm gonna say Heat. Heat was so fucking good, man.
uh, Devil's Advocate was pretty sick too.
Yeah, Devil's Advocate was dope. Devil's Advocate was dope. But Heat, just the scene where
Mm-hmm.
Al Pacino pulls Robert De Niro over, and then they go to the coffee shop and have that cup of coffee. That fucking conversation they have,
Mm-hmm.
to me, that
Mm-hmm.
conversation in that diner is probably one of the dopest scenes I ever seen in cinema. Period. And it was nothing, just two guys having a cup of coffee, but that scene is so intense and powerful and intriguing to me. Just the way that they both
Mm-hmm.
act and play off of each other in that scene is so good, man. That movie's Heat's so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
That is
He's
one of
so
my favorite scenes.
And that's what,
yeah.
yeah, that's what Pacino's bringing. See now, Robert De Niro, everyone has that like their own little niche or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
like Pacino is like dominant in a movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to focus on him the most in
Right.
that he's in because the role that he's putting out there is just like so there's so much talent and so much skill that goes into what he does that it's just undeniable.
It is. It really is. He's really that good. He's really that good. So let's go Denzel Washington. Anybody?
Mm.
Thoughts? Best film?
Okay.
This is difficult for
Okay.
me.
This is a good one. This
This
is
is
good.
super
This is gonna be a good
difficult.
one.
This is super
This is
difficult.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to really kind of lock in and no changes either. You're gonna have to stick with what you got.
Mm.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
let's see, man.
Ah,
Like I have personal favorites, but then like
right. Like I have
they're
favorites
not his
too.
best roles, but like it's just the
Yeah.
personal favorite.
Right. That's
Hmm.
what that's what I'm thinking about in my head right now. Like one of my personal favorites is Magnificent Seven. That's just because I love westerns.
Yeah.
So that's like one of my personal
Hmm.
favorites. I just like westerns. I like cowboy movies. I like gunslinging. I like that shit.
See, my favorite
But
Denzel movie is American Gangster, but that's just because I love gangster movies and mob movies,
right,
anything involved
right,
in that.
right,
But I know that's
right.
not his best
Hmm.
performance.
But if I'm going favorite movie, best movie, mm, I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah,
He's
I
got a
got one.
lot
I'm
of
just
good
gonna
movies.
I'm
He's
just
got a
gonna
lot of
stick
good
with
movies.
it.
I'm gonna say
You
to
want me to
me
fire? I can go ahead.
his best his best performance is Glory, but he wasn't like the
Hmm.
leading star in that movie. But I still think that was his best performance to date. The scene where
Yeah,
they're like Morgan Freeman is telling him to be quiet, and he's like bucking back, and then they tie him to the whipping post and whip him. That
yeah,
scene
yeah. Oh my God.
is
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes. So
That scene will bring
iconic.
it out of you.
Yes,
That scene will
yes.
bring it out. The facial
Yeah.
expressions that he has in that scene, it'll bring it out of you. But I think his best movie to me, oh man, that's a hard one. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say American Gangster. I'm gonna say American Gangster. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
American Gangster.
that's
I'm gonna say
mine.
American Gangster.
American Gangster.
It was that offensive, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna lean towards American Gangster. What do you think, Daryl?
Okay. I I'm gonna go with Delphia.
Okay.
And the reason why I chose that is because at that time period in history in America, it was really hard for someone to. Did you hear? I'm not sure if you heard. Did you hear my choice there, Hydro?
What did you say? What did you say?
I chose Philadelphia as my
Oh
Denzel role
yeah,
because
damn, bro.
at the
I
time
forgot about that one.
at this time at that I was telling KG at that time in America, AIDS was such a scary thing, and for Denzel to even accept that role, was tough. A lot of people wouldn't even touch that role, and for him to get that
Yeah,
role and then crush it was just phenomenal. At least that's personal.
yeah.
Yeah,
Damn, I forgot about Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a dope ass movie, and Tom Hanks was in that too. Tom Hanks is like that too.
Yeah, and
he
he
Damn.
played
is.
a sick role, and literally he was sick.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. I forgot about that movie. I'm still stay with American Gangster, but Philadelphia was definitely that fucking good of a movie. But I'm gonna stay with
Yeah,
American Gangster. I'm gonna stay with
yeah.
American Gangster.
For my favorite, I'm gonna say American Gangster, and for his best, I'm gonna be probably generic and say Training Day. But like he was that good in Training Day. Like he was just that good in Training
Yeah,
Day. Just off the scene where him and Ethan
his
Hawke was in the car and he was trying to make him smoke. You feel the tension in
hmm
that car when he's trying to get him to smoke and he doesn't want to
yeah,
smoke and he just stops the car in the middle of the street. You're like, okay, he's insane.
yeah,
Like the whole movie, you just see everything he does. He's just like unhinged.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's it.
That
That's it.
to me his role in Training Day, what I liked about it the most was his relentlessness to not give a fuck about anything but that money.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah,
his main objective, and he was cutting everybody's throat to get that
yeah.
shit. He didn't
He
give a fuck
was.
who you were.
Yeah, damn, y'all. Damn,
Uh,
I might have to watch that recently. Damn, yo, Philadelphia was a good ass movie. I ain't seen that in a long time,
yeah,
bro. Damn, you dug in the crate for that one, bro. I ain't
because
seen that in a
like
long time.
in that movie, when he's shopping with shopping for his wife, and that gay dude goes up to him and tries to make a move on him just because he was a lawyer in the case with gay people. Like Denzel
Yeah,
was about to straight up snap that dude's neck, like in that store,
yeah.
and he
That movie
literally
was
had to
fucking
restrain
crazy.
himself from doing that shit.
Yeah, especially like what you were saying about the time frame of how crazy AIDS was at that time. Like Magic Johnson had just got AIDS.
Yeah,
Like all these famous people were dying from it. Like that movie was so iconic just for what it stood for and just putting that in the forefront. That movie was so good. Damn, damn, I
because like I
forgot
said,
about
some
that one.
people didn't want to take that role because they thought that that was going to make their career look negative. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And then
yeah. And he
and
took
he
it and
just
crushed it.
crushed it.
Yeah, took it and crushed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
damn, that was good. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who else is up?
I guess we can shoot off some more on the list. I'm gonna say while we get it, let's go Tom
We'll do
Hanks.
yeah. All right. We'll do Tom Hanks, and we'll finish this up.
All right,
Um, this is gonna be another one, man.
that's a tough one.
Uh,
I already know mine. I
now
already
for
know
the
mine. I already know mine. 'Cause-
and now hold on. Are we taking Castaway off this list?
I
See,
mean,
I was
if
gonna
that's your
say that.
Right.
That's
if that's
that's
your
the
favorite movie,
only that's the only Tom Hanks movie that I think I've ever watched.
really?
Yeah, I've
Okay.
never seen Forrest Gump. Like I've never.
No, no. I'm gonna tell you what you need to watch right
Oh
now because you
man.
like gangster movies.
Yeah.
Go on Netflix tonight when we get off here. If you're not going to bed, watch Road to Perdition.
Okay.
Oh my
If you,
God.
you like
Yeah.
gangster
Holy
movies,
crap.
Yeah,
fuck
I
that.
do.
That's my
Holy
favorite Tom Hanks
crap.
movie,
Yes.
hands down. No, and
Yeah.
I think to me that's his best performance ever.
Okay.
Fucking that
Mhm.
movie is so good. It's got Paul Newman in it right before he passed away, and Tom Hanks. It's so good. So yeah, I would say go watch that movie tonight if when you get off here. But yeah, it's so good.
There's so many on the list that I could choose to, but like the first one that just comes to mind to me is Green Mile. I liked his character in that movie.
Yeah, Green Mile was good. Green Mile was good, but I'm gonna go with Road to Perdition
But
more
I'm
so
trying to like
because
what yeah,
the reason why I choose that is more so because is Tom Hanks is good. Like he had a lot of range. He did Forrest Gump, Green Mile, but Road to Perdition was the kind of movie that you wouldn't see him as a stone cold killer hitman kind of guy. Just just
no,
ruthless.
never.
A hitman kind of guy for a mob.
Never.
You I would have never imagined it in a million years. But when I watched the movie, I'm like, damn, he's so fucking he's he was so dope in the movie. He was so crazy in the movie. Like this nigga was like nobody wanted to fuck this nigga was like John Wick before John Wick. Like when they mentioned Mike
Right.
Sullivan's name, like motherfuckers was scared. Like, oh, like John Wick, the boogeyman type shit. Like they was terrified of this motherfucker. And he lived up to every bit of it in the movie. Yeah. So yeah, definitely Martian, check that shit out. That movie is so fucking good.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, that movie is so good. The
Well, we gotta be
ending is good, but
go
yeah,
ahead.
that movie's dope. So what would you
Well, we gotta be
what would you say,
fair to
Martian? I
Martian
guess
because
Castaway, because you
Yeah.
said so.
It's
yeah,
my
that's the
only
only
that's my
one he's
only
ever
Tom
seen.
Hanks. Yeah. It's the only Tom Hanks movie that I ever watched. Like I don't know. I never
Tom
really
Hanks, you
watched it.
gotta watch Saving Private Ryan too. That's a crazy
Yeah,
movie.
I know. I like war
Yeah,
movies. So
for sure.
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan is a crazy movie. It's
I
long
got
and
like a
it's
I got like an off topic question for y'all.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
After
yeah.
this whole new Flash trailer and everything and Michael Keaton being back, do y'all got like a top 3 Batmans?
Batman's.
Yeah, just top 3. Top 3 people who played Batman.
All
Yeah,
right.
I do.
I'm hmm
Michael
top
Keaton.
three.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton.
Hmm.
On the gig I get back on because to everyone who's watching this, this is the connoisseur of Batman right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
This is
is.
the person. This is who he would be. So he
Yeah.
knows everything you need to know. So
Yeah.
his top three is legit. So you
I
go
would
for it.
say
Go for
Michael
it.
Keaton,
We can both
Ben
agree on
Affleck,
Michael
and
Keaton.
Christian
Yes.
Bale.
Mhm.
That's what I would say.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I would say. In order, I would say Ben Affleck played the best Batman for me. Best Batman that I've ever seen
Right.
on in movie. But I think Christian Bale's the Batman movies were better just because the movie was better, not because he played a better Batman. Just the
Yeah.
overall movie. Christopher Nolan's just a phenomenal director, and the overall
Yeah.
movie was better.
I don't these days my opinion about the Christian Bale Batman movies have been like drifting away from him. Because I just think they're so great because of the villains he had.
Right, and
He
the
was like,
movie itself of
yeah,
Christopher Nolan and David S. Goyer and David Ayer writing the scripts. The
Mhm.
movies
yeah,
were
yeah,
just phenomenal movies.
Right.
yeah,
But I don't think he played the best Batman. I think Christian Bale. I mean, Ben Affleck. One, he looked the part because in the comic
yeah,
book, Batman 6'4", 225 pounds in
yeah,
the comic book. Christian Bale like 5'9". He got up to like 220, but he didn't look that intimidating, imposing figure like Batman's supposed to look.
yeah,
Ben Affleck looked like that bulking, intimidating figure. Ben Affleck fit that bill.
Right.
He looked that part better to me. I think he played the best
Right.
Batman.
If I'm gonna be honest here, I think the reason why Michael Keaton looked good in the Batman thing is because he had the chin and the eyebrows. Like he
Yeah,
had the
and he's just a
that
dope
like
actor.
that was it. Like yeah, absolutely.
So if like Christian Bale, he's a really good actor. So he's
yeah,
gonna get into character as a sense of like he's gonna research Bruce Wayne, his mannerisms, how he act, how he talk. He's gonna research that. He's a really good actor. But Ben Affleck, to me, portrayed the best Batman on screen because it looked and felt like Batman, like right out of the comic book onto the TV screen.
yeah.
That's what I think.
Hmm.
But what do you think, Marshall?
Um, you got to remember that we're talking best Batman.
Yeah.
So mine's is Ben Affleck,
Hmm.
Christian Bale, and Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
Because his Batman, he was a great Batman. His Bruce Wayne was, but it was supposed to be early days, I guess. But his Batman,
Batman. He was
he
putting
was
mitts on people in that
he
movie.
was really good as Batman.
He
When
was
he put the
putting
suit
mitts on
on, I
people.
was like, okay, that's Batman. He looked the part too. He didn't get as big
Yeah.
as Ben Affleck, but
Nah, he definitely looked the part. He was
he looked
definitely
like
putting mitts on
Batman.
people. He was
So I
definitely
would
putting
I would
mitts on
have him
people.
instead of Michael Keaton. Only
Okay.
reason I'm not putting Michael Keaton for Christian Bale is because, like you said, Christian Bale had the better movies.
Yeah.
Because he did. He
Yeah.
just had two great
Right.
movies, and
Yeah.
three. Batman Begins too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he just had the
Yeah,
better
So
that's
who
pretty
you
movies.
sick.
say, Daryl?
Well, I can't deny Michael Keaton. He's gonna be number one for
Right.
me.
Right.
Uh I'm gonna have to say Christian Bale and then Ben Affleck. Only because I
Okay.
not I hate to say this because I love Ben Affleck as an actor, but sometimes he just rubs me the wrong way.
Nah, nah.
He's still
He
phenomenal.
definitely that kind of
He's still a
guy.
great guy. He
He
just has
definitely
this
got that
face
real
sometimes. He
punchable
just has this
face.
face that yeah,
Nah,
just this
Yeah,
face that's just like sometimes just like, yo, I'm
he
just
definitely
tired of
got that
seeing you
punch.
and I got another
Like
40 minutes of you.
like I want to steal this nigga so bad right now. Like, he definitely got that face.
Like can you like I'm looking at like in the movies, like can you just like turn backwards and I'll still watch the movie? Even if you think that I'm not watching it,
yeah,
I'm still watching it. You can just turn backwards.
Yeah. Nah, he definitely got that.
yeah.
It's not that I think he's a bad actor. It's just I don't know. It's something about his
He's
movies.
a
I
he's a
just
pretty solid actor.
it's like maybe the town. I love him in the
I
town.
love the town.
I
Accountant.
love the town.
Hmm.
Accountant. He was super dope in Accountant. And what's
Yeah.
the movie Stay to Play with him and Russell Crowe? I liked a
Goodwill
lot.
Hunting.
Didn't really like Goodwill Hunting.
I like the
Maybe just I just hated his face too
he's
much at that time. Like I really wanted to
yeah,
steal on that nigga at that time. I really think that
young bad
him or
Affleck.
Matt Damon, him or Matt Damon, bitch ass.
Uh,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
my god.
yeah.
Yeah, that's so
That's
funny.
that was a good
But
question
yeah,
though. That's a good question.
we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up here, and Martian, if we would love to have you back on the show, man, anytime, and
Yeah, anytime.
just let us know whenever you're free, man. We like to offer 10 o'clock ish, and we just try to take it wherever we could take it. Hydro, as always, it's been great.
Yep. Signing out,
Shoot, let me know
everybody.
if you want to rock tomorrow, whenever,
All right.
man. I'm down with it. So
All right.
I'll
I'll hit you up tomorrow.
signing off,
All
man.
right.
All right, everybody.
All right,
Peace.
peace, man.
All right.